Hi everyone, welcome back to my sewing room. My name is Maria. I'm known as Sews on social media, and this is kind of my Bronze Age Friday Sews. Grab a cuppa now. While this is Friday Sews, I'm actually recording this on Sunday. The reason being is that I've got a lot on this week, and by Friday, which is today, I'll be at Weft and Warp in Canberra, and I'll be doing some body scans for mimiqueens.com. They're the UK company that creates custom dress forms, and so I'm the person in Australia who does the body scans. So hopefully if you booked in Canberra, we'll be meeting each other and doing a body scan in Canberra. So the other thing is that's happened this week, fingers crossed, is I'm catching up with the lovely Natalie. I met her, 2 years ago now in Newcastle, and I hadn't seen what she looked like. We had the best time just over coffee, and then the next day we bumped into each other at the museum up at Newcastle. So I'm really looking forward to catching up with Natalie this week. If you're working full time, you've got no time during the week to do meetups with people who sew unless it's after work. I don't work full time anymore. I work some of the time, but not full time. And so sometimes I'll organise a lunch, catch up with sewing friends, we'll go to a fabric shop and then have lunch afterwards. And that's what we did last week on Friday. So that was really fun. And I just wanted to let you know, if you're not working full time, or if you're retired, or if you're a part-timer, there's nothing to stop you from direct messaging a couple of sewing friends that you know that live in your area and just meet up once in a while in real life rather than just online. The reason this week's Friday Sews is called the Bronze Age is because of the jacket that I've got behind me. So this is Pauline Alice Quart Coat, and I've done it as a jacket style, and I think I made it in 2017. Now this little puppy I think is going to come with me to Scottish Frocktails and London Frocktails as my popover jacket. So this is my version of the quart coat that I did. It's got a bit of bronze to it, and it kind of leads me into the dress that I made this week. I had agreed to use one of someone's fabric for my London Frocktails dress, and I think at this stage it hasn't arrived yet, so I had to basically grab some fabric that I had in my stash and come up with this version of my Bronze Age New Look 6000. The fabric that I've used for both the body of the dress and also for the sleeves are from my stash. The sleeves are so cute. I know that they're not appropriate for being in London in October, but we'll be inside, and I'm sure the venue's going to be hot with a whole lot of people who sew and getting excited to meet each other in real life. The good part about New Look 6000 is it's got bodice starts front and back. So I'm actually going to take some thread with me, a needle and thread, scissors and an unpicker, because at some point between now and then my waist might get bigger. So I might have to unpick the bodice starts. But look, I really love the fact that this is a dark dress in a bronze colour, and I had a matching satin-like fabric for the sleeves. I love the sleeves as they are kind of like a cap sleeve. They're lined, and because the outer fabric was really soft, I've used a very stiff cotton fabric to give it that structure. So I think that's option number 1 for London Frocktails with the jacket. By the way, I do have a backup outfit for London Frocktails that I've worn before. That's going to come with me if I'm having such a good time in the UK and the dress doesn't fit. I've got a backup outfit. So don't think that what you see is probably what I'll wear at the time. Fingers crossed it all works out. On So Organised Style podcast, I ran the giveaway. Thanks for everyone who participated. The books have now been allocated to the winners, and I'm looking forward to next week's guests, who are Sam and Ruan, and they ran SewFrugal earlier this year. SewFrugal is a challenge that was run and is run every year now, and it emphasises the use of free patterns using existing materials and then posting it on the very last day of the month that SewFrugal is run. What I found on my YouTube channel, the number of people who keep going back to that particular free pattern video increases all the time. So it's not as if nobody looks at it. People are still looking for free pattern alternatives. And then that kind of indicates to me that there is a need out there for people to sew, but not to spend outside of their budgets. I've even found a free pattern group on Reddit, so I thought that was kind of interesting too. I hope that you guys look forward to Organised Style podcast episode next week, which has got Sam and Ruan, who ran SewFrugal this year. And finally, thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos on YouTube. I have a very messy sewing room that continues to give me lots of joy, lots of fabric, lots of patterns, and lots of opportunities to create, whether it's for Frocktails, whether it's for everyday life, or even if it's outerwear. And yes, there will be some sneakers that will get sewn from November onwards. So my name's Maria. I'm known as FridaySews on social media. I run everything Frocktails, Organised Style podcast. I have a blog or a website for FridaySews, which is my personal sewing. I have a website for Organised Style podcast. Thank you for joining me and have a great week. Oh, also make sure your unpicker is always close to you. Cheers and cheers. Happy sewing.